Ladies and gentlemen, wow, Marvel Studios went out with a bang at Comic-Con. Today, we are going to be breaking down everything Marvel Studios talked about at San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to go over the Avengers announcements, Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, obviously. We'll talk a little bit of Blade discussion as well. But this is a Sports Lovers exclusive video just because, again, I'm a Marvel fan. We talked Deadpool Wolverine earlier this weekend, which, by the way, was a fantastic movie. Today, obviously, we're going to recap all the news from Comic-Con, which is Marvel Studios' big news. We don't necessarily do these videos every single day, but we will do them from time to time when there's something Marvel to talk about. So, that's what we're going to do in today's video. Once again, if you guys are not new to, or are new to the channel, obviously, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, share. Obviously, it helps the channel out a lot as well. But Auburn football, before we started this, had a huge weekend and a separate video coming later today as well. You guys are going to be, I will be talking about all the commitments from this weekend, what Big Cat Weekend was like as well, and obviously a lot more in that as well. Quick little outlook for the week today. Obviously, you'll get 2 videos. Tomorrow, I don't think I've gotten a chance to break down the Auburn Football Performance Center tour that I did a couple weekends ago. So we're going to break that down, and I'll show you guys a little bit of the pictures that I took and stuff like that, and I'll talk about it a little bit, break down the Performance Center facility tour. And then, of course, on Wednesday, probably, we will hop into our UNC Wilmington Online Dynasty for the very first time. Friday, we'll hop into our regular Dynasty, and then Thursday, maybe a toss-up. We may talk some Madden's ranking. We may break down the Hall of Fame game, because there is a football game this week as well. And starting this week, up until February, we will be with football every single week. So, obviously, it's a good time to be alive for sports fans. But before we hop into this Marvel breakdown, once again, be sure to like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as, of course, we do our best to post on this channel every single day. And without further ado, let's go ahead and break down the news of Marvel's Comic-Con 2024. Okay, so we're going to start this off with Captain America Brave New World. It was the first panel that Marvel Studios, or the first part of the panel that Marvel Studios talked about. So, obviously, I'm not going to break down every little thing that they said, but I will go over a little bit of it. First of all, we got some information regarding the type of film that it's going to be, and it looks like it's going to be a very grounded aspects of the film. Like Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is one of the highly regarded movies in the MCU and of all time as well. And they did say on stage at Comic-Con that they took inspiration from that film and obviously implemented that into Captain America Brave New World. So obviously that is great to see as well. Then we got a little bit of information in Captain America Brave New World about the Tim Blake Nelson's character, who is going to be playing the leader in this film, and he basically just said that they have a great story for his character, and he wouldn't talk about that any further than that. This character, I think, has been one of the most secretive aspects of this film as well. I don't think he was shown in the early trailer that we got, but I do think that he is going to be revealed in an upcoming trailer, or he's going to be revealed later on in the movie if they're going to save it for that as well. Up next, of course, we got Giancarlo Esposito, who is revealed to be playing the character Sidewinder, who is the king of the Serpent Society. Now, again, I don't know anything about the Serpent Society. It is a new introduction to Marvel Studios. Obviously, in the comics and stuff, it has huge implications regarding Steve Rogers' Captain America. But this is Anthony Mackie's Captain America. It's the Falcon as Cap, so we'll see how that works out as well. Then they did get a behind the little clip from the film, and basically it shows Harrison Ford talking about the Celestial that is sticking out of Earth, and adamantium was mentioned in the trailer as well, so that is confirmed that that will be in the film as well. Basically, one thing I do want to point out before we move on from this as well is that adamantium being in this film is going to be huge, especially for the setup of Wolverine in the future of the MCU. We know the next saga is going to be the Mutant Saga, but it is starting now, of course, with this weekend with Deadpool and Wolverine. So, I'm wondering, again, how is that going to translate to our new MCU Wolverine once this thing resets after Avengers Secret Wars, which of course we will go into later on down the line, so stay tuned for that one too. And then the Celestial sticking out of Earth, that thing has not been mentioned since it happened in the Eternals. So I'm very interested to see that sort of storyline between Steve Rogers' Anthony Mackie's Captain America versus Harrison Ford's, obviously, Thunderbolt Ross in the film as well. Then, of course, speaking of Harrison Ford, we did get him, they got a clip of him turning into the Red Hulk as well, and basically it showed him giving a speech in the White House. Was a kind of a continuation of the clip from the film, and then he ended this part of the panel by hulking out in front of the huge audience that was at Comic-Con, and obviously says that he is proud to be joining the MCU. So yeah, that is Captain America Brave New World. Now let's talk about the Thunderbolts film that is coming next year as well. Okay, moving on to the Thunderbolts, and I think this was definitely one of the least shown, or the least talked about in my opinion. The Thunderbolts obviously was the kind of the shortest part of the panel that they focused on, but we do have some reveals to go over. So, the Thunderbolts as a team does not play well, and this has been revealed, of course, by Florence Pugh herself, who plays the new Black Widow in this film. Sebastian Stan has been saying that Florence Pugh is the standout of the film as well, and he elaborates a little bit on playing Bucky for as long as he has in the MCU. It's like playing having 9 lives in the MCU. That's basically what he's saying about playing Bucky. Now, I have a theory that he could possibly die in the Thunderbolts as well. If he doesn't make it to Secret Wars, he will die in this film. But again, that's a completely different topic for a completely different video as well. And then I think our last little section here for Thunderbolts was the trailer that was shown. It says that the first trailer for the film was shown. It showed Yelena going to Red Guardian's apartment, calling him dad, and obviously saying that she doesn't have a purpose in life anymore except to keep killing, is basically what she has said in that film. And then we do get to see Ghost again in the film as well. She was shown in the clip, and they saw her new costume as well. Then we do get kind of a key plot point here within this film that we'll talk about here in a second, and it says that the plot point, is shown to every member getting this of the group. Obviously, the Thunderbolts. So, example, John Walker, Florence Pugh, obviously Red Guardian, getting the same, getting kind of the same task from Val as kind of a setup to lead them together. They're probably going to be like, "Hey, why are you here? Why are we all here together? Let's figure this out." So, I have a theory on that. But Val wants power. She wants, obviously, to lead her own team. We saw this in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I'm wondering how this is going to play a role in her. We do know that she has taken over Avengers Tower, which will be revealed in the film, by the way, might I add. But again, how much power is she going to get before government authorities try to step in and stop her is that. But that overall is the Thunderbolts film breakdown of what was shown, what they talked about and stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the Fantastic Four, which did get a new title as well. Okay, moving on to the Fantastic Four, and first off, let's start this part of the panel off by saying that the film will begin production and filming on Tuesday, that Marvel has announced at San Diego Comic-Con. So tomorrow, the Fantastic Four officially starts production on the film. The cast does include, of course, Pedro Pascal as the Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby, Evan Mustin-Brock as the Thing, and then, of course, Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch as well. The film has been described as set in a retro feature of the 60s, so obviously it's going to be set in a completely different universe from that. We'll talk about that in a second, and how that's going to collide with Secret Wars and the Avengers 5 film, which we will go over as well. Then Matt Shakman reveals a lot. Matt Shakman said that they went to the desert to find the best thing to make, the best type of rock to make the Thing out of. That's crazy that they went that far to figure out what they're going to try to do to make the Thing look as real as possible. Then they got a little bit of pre-shoot material. Now, pre-shoot material is definitely different from the trailers, obviously, but it's still concept for the film. So obviously they could have some key roles in there in the film as well, which we'll break down. So in this pre-shoot material, Pedro Pascal's obviously is shown, or Mr. Fantastic, is shown teaching a science class, and the Fantastic car is shown as well. The Fantastic car is described as an old Cadillac as well. And now the film is titled The Fantastic Four First Steps and will release in theaters on July 25th of 2025 as well. Michael Gallinaro, who will compose the score for this film. Previously, obviously, he did a lot of work with Marvel Studios. I believe he did Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War. I believe he did a couple of the Cap movies as well. So he has done a lot of work with Marvel Studios. And then finally, in the last couple of pieces that they saw of the footage, we got some footage of Galactus. Galactus is going to be the villain of the film, and basically it shows his face peering through a building, which I do like, number one, by the way, because it shows us that Galactus is not going to be a cloud. It's going to be an actual legitimate thing that they are going to be trying to escaping out of this. And then our final note here for the Fantastic Four is that they will appear in both upcoming Avengers movies, Avengers 5 and of course Avengers Secret Wars as well. So that's the Fantastic Four. Now we can go with the good stuff and talk about Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers 5 later. Here we go, the biggest announcements from Marvel Studios this weekend right here. Let's talk about them. Number one, starting off with the Avengers films, the Russo brothers have been confirmed to direct both Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars. That has been confirmed for the last couple of months, but they officially announced it at San Diego Comic-Con. They have revealed also a new logo for Avengers Secret Wars, and it will, in fact, release in May of 2027. So no delays there. Everybody can kind of sort of press the panic button on that one. The Thunderbolts, that whole team is going to be appearing in Avengers 5. And Avengers 5 has been retitled to Avengers Doomsday and will release in May of 2026. It has been announced that Robert Downey Jr., our Iron Man, is going to come back for and play Doctor Doom and will be the villain of course, both films as well. Doctor Doom obviously being a huge part of the the Marvel Comics storyline with Avengers Secret Wars with Jonathan Hickman's run in 2015 and the old run in the 80s as well. So Doctor Doom is a Secret Wars villain. Now I am very excited to see Doctor Doom instead of Kang. I think they were just trying to go with Kang. They finally got away with Kang. We got clarity on the future of the MCU. After Robert Downey was revealed, I just find this funny. I'm going to reveal to y'all. He says new mask, same task. And obviously, playing Doom is definitely going to be an important role. Marvel is back, baby, so have no fear. Marvel Studios is here to resurrect us as well. Marvel Jesus saved us in Deadpool and Wolverine. Now let's see what Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars can bring to the table as well. With the variant of probably going to be a variant of Tony Stark / Iron Man as Doctor Doom. We may have two characters going at it in the same face, just like we saw in Deadpool Wolverine. Spoilers. We saw Chris Evans' Human Torch, and obviously he plays Captain America Steve Rogers in the MCU. So yeah, those are the big announcements that we got for the weekend. Let's go ahead and close out this video. Anyway, of course, that is where I'm going to leave it for video number 1 of the day. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know how excited you guys are for the future of Marvel Studios. We have 2 movies coming this next year. We have 3 shows coming the rest of the year for this year. And then, of course, whatever shows they want to release in 2025 as well. So it's a great time to be alive. 2026 is when the Avengers saga gets underway. Let me know what you thought of Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Iron Man, or as Doctor Doom, excuse me, in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post it on this channel every single day. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.